Good Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Lena Arango from Fox 26 in Houston for your daily chat about all things tropics. The Atlantic continues to be quiet. There is no development expected in the next 2 to 5 days in the Atlantic Basin. So really not much has changed here. We still have a very large presence of Saharan dust that continues to move across the Atlantic and suppress activity. Meanwhile, the dust that we were seeing here locally in the southeast Texas and Houston area has kind of dissipated and shifted to our north. This brought us some hazy, milky skies over the weekend, and we still have some air quality concerns, though they're not tropical in nature. This is due to ozone. I won't spend a lot of time talking about it since it isn't tropical in nature, but I did just want to point out that it is no longer due to the Saharan dust, but we have lots of sunny, dry weather, which tends to allow a lot of ozone to kind of form and linger. In the Pacific, we still have Hurricane Estelle. Notice not the most, well-organized or kind of picturesque hurricane when it comes to the satellite imagery, but nonetheless hanging on at a Category 1 strength at the moment. Miles per hour, 80 for the sustained winds, and it has continued to move west-northwest at 14 miles an hour, so slightly faster than it was moving yesterday. This is all as of the 4 p.m. advisory. Looks like it's going to maintain that Category 1 strength through the middle of the week before eventually becoming a remnant low by this weekend. Again, not really bringing any impacts to land aside from some large swells or rip currents along the Mexico coastline up through the Baja Peninsula, so something to certainly watch if you are headed in that direction this week. We do have a new area to watch, this lemon emerging today. Notice low chances of development in the next 2 to 5 days, just kind of some disorganized showers and storms, and something to certainly keep an eye on and monitor. If that were to develop or form, or if something else were to develop or form faster than that, we are now up to the F name on the list for the Pacific. So Frank would be up next. Remember, we just took a look at Hurricane Estelle that is continuing to churn. Meanwhile, in the tropical Atlantic, where things are quiet, we've only made it through the C name on the list. So once things kind of start to get going out there, we would be looking at the D name on the list, which is Danielle. And no surprises that we've kind of made our way along the Pacific name list a little bit faster, because remember, hurricane season in the Pacific starts May 15th versus in the Atlantic it starts June 1st. So they've got a bit of a head start in terms of the activity. Nonetheless, we are still expecting an above average season to continue. It's still very early on in the season. Remember, hurricane season peaks in September, and locally here in southeast Texas, we tend to see the majority of storm activity in the August and September timeframe. So we've had 3 named storms. We're still expecting a total of 14 to 21 when we look at the outlook. And of course, we've had nothing really affecting land as of yet, but as we continue to progress through the season, that becomes more and more a potential risk. So now is the time to plan, prepare, review those kits. Head to John Dawson's pages. He has all those hurricane gear tests where you can kind of see, maybe if some of those items would be useful to you. He's at John Dawson, Fox 26. I'm at Lena Arango, Fox 26. We'd love to connect with you, of course, on all of our social media platforms. The Fox 26 weather app will keep you informed whether there is tropical activity or not. And you can also head to our Fox 26 website, /tropics, for more information there. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow.